All right, everybody. The first thing you'll want to remember is where to actually go to start your campaigns. And the login that you'll want to remember is salesaspects.com. That is your actual domain name that you would want to type into your computer or into your mobile cell phone or into your iPad or Android application. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to remember is salesaspects.com. The next is you will then put in your username and password and then click on the sign in button here at the bottom. Then you will want to remember can't see the screen. Sorry, let's see, you're an organizer. Um, hmm. Yeah, that's what, Bo? B-O? Yeah, Bo? Oh, you can see the screen? And okay, Raylene, you can't see the screen. I well, that's kind of weird because there's two logins for you here. There's one that's you, Raylene, and then one that's Kate. Okay. Um, okay. Sorry about that, everybody. So you will then be here at the user setup profile. And that's, you'll see steps 1 through 5. And remember that you're going to skip the wizard. And this is some info that we went over in our first session. You will then land here on the dashboard. So remember, this is the dashboard with all the great widgets like the contact widget and the contact activity widget, the calendar widget. You have, remember, your setup. So you'll want to go through the setup components and go through all those steps. And then you remember you have your contacts, and this is where you'll want to make sure to remember to import your contacts into sales aspects. And we did go through that contact import earlier in our first session. So once those are completed, you will then move on to the campaign management system, where you're going to be able to send out e-marketing messages that are branded with different content that the marketing department has created for you. You have the ability to customize those campaigns as well. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is select Tools, e-farming, and Campaigns. Okay, Tools, e-farming, and then Campaigns. And then you're going to select the Campaigns tab. And this will bring you into your Campaign Center. And you'll see here there's a drop down which is My Campaigns and Master Campaigns. Okay, My Campaigns is your campaigns that you are working on. Master Campaigns are campaigns that are provided as a library system for you from the marketing department, and they're already pre-developed for you. So what you'll want to do is select the master campaigns from the drop down here on the top left hand side. And once you select that, you will see all of the different campaigns that are already pre-developed for you with all the pre-developed messages. Okay, something to remember is there's two types of campaigns. There is a date-driven campaign, which you can see where it says date-driven here, or a drip campaign, which you can see it's called drip. I'm going to be explaining to you the differences, but overall is that a date-driven allows you to send a specific series of messages on specific dates, such as the Old Republic holiday campaign that's date-driven will send out specific holiday campaigns on specific dates that you have pre-selected. The other is the drip-driven campaign, and this is a series of messages that would actually go out in a series. So when you put a contact into the campaign, one would go out on day 1, one would go on, a message would go out on day 30, a message would go out on day 60. And we'll be going over in more detail about the drip and the date driven as we move through the actual training. Okay, so what I want you to do is look at the different campaigns, and what you can do here is you can select by left clicking on the actual campaign. It will highlight it, and you will see that it will give you the campaign info, and you can select messages here at the bottom on this tab here, messages, and you have the ability to view each individual message, okay, by the view tool. By clicking on the view, gives you the message, shows you the date of when it's going out, what the message title and subject are. I'm going to go ahead and click on close. And so you can view each one of these by selecting them. Select it, view message, and then close. Now, once you've determined that you know that you want to use this campaign with these selected messages, you can then simply click on copy, okay, right here to your right hand side. Copy master. Now what this will do is it will then copy this campaign with these messages into your My Campaigns account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on copy, and I am now copied all of this 2012 Old Republic Holidays campaign along with all of the messages that have been pre-created, and now I can go back into my Campaigns up at the top left hand corner. I select that, and now I can see that the 2012 Old Republic Holidays campaign has been copied into my Campaigns account folder. Okay, and we'll be doing this again, so don't worry that you'll miss something. Okay, now what you'll want to do once you have moved that, you switch into the campaigns. Okay, now you can also, once you copied that campaign, you can select it, each individual message, by clicking on messages here at the bottom. Okay, you've got the campaign tab and you have the messages tab. All right, and you have the individual messages that are all a part of the holiday campaign that are all date driven. Okay, now when you select the President's Day, you can click on edit or you can remove it. First thing I would recommend is selecting edit so that I can view it. Okay, and I can see what that campaign is about. Now maybe I want to preview it and see what it looks like when it goes out as an email. I can click on the preview button here on the bottom right hand side and see what it would look like when it goes out to my customers. It will automatically put their name when it goes out, and their first or last or both first and last name. Okay, so that is the preview button. Now if I wanted to change the date, I could select the calendar up here up top. All right, and select a date that I want it to go out. So say I want it to go out on the 16th instead of the 17th, I can select save. Okay. Now, what you do, I can also, remember, I can remove a campaign by selecting the message that I want to remove and then simply click on remove. It will then say, are you sure you want to remove this message? I click on OK. Now it will then remove that message out of my library of messages for that specific campaign. Now if you change your mind, remember you want to actually have this actual campaign done before you're actually going to send it out. But don't worry, you can always delete the campaign and then start over from scratch. Okay, so don't actually panic or anything like that. Okay. A little. Okay, so I'm back on Tools, eFarming, Campaigns. I'm in My Messages, My Campaigns, and I have the Old Republic Holiday Campaign, and I have my selected messages. Now, another thing you'll want to remember is by selecting a message and clicking on Edit, that I can also add additional comments to the campaign. Maybe I want to customize it with some text. I can simply select and type in, wishing you a happy 4th, or something like that. If you want to customize it with any text, you can do that. You simply type in the text, click Save, or maybe you want to preview it. Okay. So simply click on Preview. If you're happy with it, then you'd click on the Save button. Okay, Save. And now you can go through each individual message, customize them, all right, as you want. Now we're going to move on to the next step of choosing another campaign, a drip-driven campaign. Okay, so we have our date-driven, which go out on a specific date. And now we're going to select a drip-driven campaign. So I can have as many campaigns in the system as I want. So I'm going to select from the view, the drop-down, Master Campaigns. And a campaign that I really recommend is the Digital Tools campaign. This is a beautiful campaign of messages that the marketing department created that are on all of your great tools. You select the Digital Tools campaign. Again, select a message if you want to view each individual message prior to copying it into your account. Okay. Select the message, View Message. If I want to preview it, again, I can preview it. Preview and close. Okay, so now once I've decided this is a campaign that I want to send out to my clients, I can click Right, Copy Master here to the right, Copy Master. Now I'm going to go to My Campaigns, and I have the Digital Tools campaign that I've copied on into my account, into my folder. And I have access. Again, I can edit each individual message. I can remove a message. All right, I can create a new message in between those messages. So you simply, again, to edit, click on the message, click on Edit Message. The message comes up. If I want to change any of the text here that's provided, I can. If I want to add to it, I can, typing there. If I want to change the send day, I can do that here. Okay, so let's hit cancel. I want to explain to you the send day. All right, what this means is when you add your customers to a drip-driven campaign, it will start sending them the first message on the day one that you added that client to this campaign. If you added in 5 more clients the next day, it will send those 5 clients this message on day one. And it will just continue. As you add more clients, it will continue to send them this entire series from day 1, and then day 30, and then day 60, 90, 120, and then day 150. Okay? So that is the difference between a drip campaign versus a date-driven campaign. All right? All right, now I think we'll go ahead and open up for some questions. So if you have any questions, please, to the right-hand side, we have a questions panel for you to ask, or you can put your hand up, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Yeah, that's great. Hi, Debbie. We're doing good. Thank you for joining us. So it looks like you have a question about adding an attachment to a specific campaign message. Is that correct? Okay. What we recommend, you can add a document. We have a documents library system here that's called Documents, where you can upload your document to the document library, and it will give you an actual URL link so that you can embed that into the actual message. And say you wanted to just say, click here for this message, and then it will download that specific piece to them. It would be embedded as an actual URL link, and they will just click on it, and it will download it onto their computer, very similar to an attachment. That's correct, just like this, as an attachment. As an attachment. That's a good question. All right, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, hi Valerie. Valerie? Valerie? Okay. Hi, Melinda. Absolutely. You just simply select the specific message that you want to remove by clicking on it. And then do you see this little remove button here? You just click on that remove button and it will remove that specific message from the actual campaign. All right. Thank you. Sam? Hi, Sam. Good, good. Yes, they'll start at the beginning. That's correct. Yeah, thank you. Debbie? Hi. It doesn't. You would have to select the online net sheets, click on edit here at the bottom, and do you see where it gives you the actual send day? You would then want to change that manually yourself if you wanted to. I mean, it's totally up to you as to when you want each one of these to go up. But if you did want to change those, you can change each one of the messages send dates in the system. Thank you. Great question. Valerie? Valerie? Nothing. Are we posting Twitter and Facebook comments? I don't either. Andy? Hi. Yeah, you can send it out as a PDF. You would just download the PDF to the document manager, and then when they click on the link, it would then open up as a PDF on their computer. What happens is if you send out 1,000 PDFs to 1,000 contacts, it again pushes more opportunity for those documents to be considered spam. So it's just something that preventive maintenance. Exactly. So you could just put in a link there saying download the PDF. Click on that, and it will bring it over to them. and it's a much smaller file for them when they download their email as well, because it's just an HTML link versus an entire document. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Yeah, and just so everybody remembers too, if you click on contacts and all your contacts are in here, you select the contact. If you wanted to send them an attachment individually, you can simply click on the envelope here and then add a PDF attachment to them. So you can send an attachment through the system, but it's not a specific campaign. It's just sending out a specific email through Sales Aspects client record. So you can just simply click on Browse, grab the PDF, open, upload, and now that is a normal PDF that you would send out in an email, but it would be then all branded. All right. That looks like all of the questions at this point. Does anybody else have any other questions so far? All right, Raylene, you want to move to the next portion? All right. All right, everybody. So what we've done so far, remember, is that we've gone through and gone to Tools, eFarming, and Campaigns. We've gone to the master campaign and we've added two specific campaigns. We've added a date-driven campaign and a drip-driven campaign. Now, once you have determined that these campaigns are ready to go, you're happy with all of the content in them, you've made all of your adjustments, changes, and you're ready for them to send out, it's now time to add your clients to the campaign. Okay, so you'll simply click on the specific campaign that you're ready to use, such as the Digital Tools campaign, and at the bottom here it says Recipients. You'll click on Recipients, okay, bottom Recipients, and you'll see this little Add Contact. Okay, now when you click on the Add Contact button, the contact database is here. You can see all of your contacts. You can search for contacts, and all the contacts are also broken out here up at the top right hand corner into groups. Okay, so remember when you imported all your contacts into groups? Well, now here's all the groups for you to select. So if I want to select my ABC Builder group, I can. If I want to select a specific brokerage group, I can. If I want to select my top producers, I can do that as well. Okay, so I can then add specific groups to a campaign. I can add all contacts to a campaign, or I can add specific clients to a campaign by just selecting them. Okay. There's also this great little function here of the all selection. Now, once I have selected the contacts that I want for this specific campaign, all I have to do is now add them by clicking on Add Contacts. Something that I want you to make sure to understand is once you add them, they are added, and they will receive the first message on day 1. Okay, so you have to be ready. Make sure that you are ready to go. This is the start button, right? This is the go, launch. Okay, so make sure that before you add your contacts to the recipients tab that you are ready for those messages to start going out to your clients. So now I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Contacts, and you can see that it's added all the contacts with their email addresses. Okay, I can remove any contact at any time here. I can edit a contact, and I can add more contacts at any time to this campaign. But again, remember, if I add, say, to the drip campaign 10 days from now, 10 more contacts, they will receive the day 1 message. Okay, not day, they won't be receiving messages after, as the same time as the first contacts that were added. When you add a contact to a drip campaign, they start on day 1 campaign, and then they move to day 30, day 90, or whatever consecutive days that you have had in the ordering process of each individual message. Okay? Okay. Now, again, let's go over the same steps with the holiday campaign. The holiday campaign goes out on a specific date that is assigned by that specific message. When you click on the message and you click on Edit, again, remember you can change the date for that message if you want to a different date, and then simply click on Save. But again, when you're ready to add the recipients, and you add them by clicking on Recipient, Add Contacts here to the left-hand side, selecting the contacts or selecting them from a group. Okay, click on All, Add Contacts, and now I have added those contacts to the campaign, and they are set to receive their first message on 2/16. Okay, so I clicked on Messages. On 2/16, those two contacts will receive their first message. Now, if I delete those two before then obviously they will not receive that message. You will have taken them out of the campaign. So you can remove contacts out of the campaign by selecting Recipients, select the contact, and remove contact. Okay? Again, if I want to add more, I just add contacts, go to a different all contacts or a specific group, selecting them, add contact. Okay? So that is how you actually add recipients to the message. And at that point, you are active. You are up and running with your messages, and you are up and running. Now, some key things that you'll want to know about this is also the activity. There is an activity tracking system I'll be showing you as well on this as well. But we'll go ahead and open up for questions now. Does anybody have any questions on adding recipients? All right. Hi, Dee. Deanne, how are you? Good. Thanks for coming. What was your question? Yeah, great question. Simply all you would do is click on recipients and then you click on the add contacts. And I would just then see here how you have the add groups up here up top. You just select that specific group and say I wanted that group, and then I could add contacts. And then I go to add contacts. If I wanted to select another group, I can select each individual group, select all if I wanted all of them, and add contacts. So I can add as many groups to this campaign that I want. Yeah. Yep. You bet. Okay, Christy. Christy, how are you? Good. What was your question? It does not go on a specific time, just on a specific day. And the reason is that we have a system in place that sends messages out on a specific time range, so that we don't send a huge amount of email to one mail sender like AOL, and that helps us prevent spam of receiving spam of those messages. Um, there is not a way of selecting a specific time. Okay, let's go to Robin. Robin, you had a question? Yeah, they are not. It will put that contact into that campaign only one time. All right? Thank you. Hi. Yeah, Melinda? Absolutely. Absolutely. We will probably be going over that at a later date, but that is something you definitely can do. Uh huh. Debbie, we answered your question, right? Oh, Oh, thank you. Wonderful. You can edit the subject lines, absolutely. You bet. Thank you. Great question. If you want to edit the subject line, you just select the message, click on edit, and you can type in anything in the title and subject you want to type in. And click on save. I'm sorry, who is that? Oh, yeah. Hi, Rita. No, it will come out as your email address. Uh-huh. Andy? Hi. Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Thank you. Paying attention. Let's see here. I think we had somebody. Robin? That's correct. If they do not, um, if they have a selection on there that says that they do not receive HTML, then they will only receive the text if there's text in there. That's all they're going to see. That's correct. That's the same here. All right. Thank you. Hi, Karen. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you want to, you're going to add more contacts. Um, right, right. Um, when you import the contacts, if you do a new import and it recognizes duplicates, it will ask you if you want to, um, replace them. So that would that would replace it. New, it would create a new contact for that client. Right. Mm-hmm. So what you probably would want to do is export the list out of sales aspects, and then use that same file, and then move all of your data from Outlook into the new file, so that you, into Excel, and then do the actual merge there, so that you can merge all your new notes into those client records. Yeah. Yeah, you're basically just going to have one Excel file, and you want that file to be the clean file. And that would help also with like your cell phones, right? If you wanted to do an import, now all of your info is on your cell phone is all up to date as well, right? Oh, got you using BlackBerry, right? Okay. All right, thank you. Andy? Yeah, no, we can go over the context. I think that's great. Let's yeah, yeah. Yeah, the last class we did a pretty extensive, so let's just stick with that because it sounds like that's something that everybody's wanting to know. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and move into then the contact area here. So you'd simply click on contacts here at the top left hand corner. Remember, you've imported your contact database, and here is the import and export. Okay, if you click on the client record, you can see all of the client information. Here at the bottom, you can have different tabs of different things that you might want to do with the client record, such as you might want to add a note on a client record, so followed up or something like that. Type that in. Again, activities. This is where I might want to add a specific calendar event. Okay, test event. I can change the time, calendar of the specific date. I can add myself a reminder on that specific calendar event. I can add a specific task by clicking on Add New Task. There's an Add New Task button here on the left-hand side. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. And then you click on Add Task. Okay. So those are two features there. Now let's go over adding a new task or a new contact. So here, the button here on the top right hand corner, this is new contact. You click on new contact, and this would be just adding a contact right into the database. Putting in their name, address, employer, email address. All right, and you'd simply put in their phone number in here. And then you would click on the Add Contact button, and now you have added that contact to the contact database. You can email that contact now or any other contact. We went over this a little bit before. If you want to select a browse, if you want to preview the email sent out. One thing, if you want to add that contact to a group, you scroll down, and again on the left hand side here is the contact groups that you've already created, or you might want to create a new group by just simply clicking on new group. Okay, and giving that a group name, such as maybe this is Coldwell Banker Bartels or something like that. And if you wanted to add a contact to campaigns from here, you can do that as well. Okay, so here's the campaigns. So there's two different ways for you to add contacts to a specific campaign. And that is adding a contact right up here, top new. Raylene, do you think that answered the contact questions? Okay, excellent. There's one other piece here that I really want to make sure that everybody knows about, and that is the contact activity feed. This is something that I use every day in my business, is that when you log into the system and you're sending out campaigns, the activity feed is tracking every email that's being sent to your clients, every email that's being read, how many times they read the message. Did they forward the message out and was it read by somebody else? So I can see that the client, their name, and I can see how many times they actually viewed that individual message. And this is the interest level reporting system here. Okay, so again, this is something that will tell you how every one of your clients is using the system. Okay, so I want you to make sure to know that. Also, it will send out a report once a week or once a day to you as an actual email report. And that's called the Sales Aspects IL report. You'll receive this email and it gives you a step-by-step of every client that got an email and viewed it. So again, this is a great tool here. One other piece of info that you'll really want to remember on is under contacts is two things I want you to be interested in is updated here on the right hand side. Okay, so you can see the last update date of each individual contact. Okay, so if they are past 30 days, then that means that maybe you're not in contact with them. Second is this email component here. This tells you if a contact has opted in or opted out of your emails, or if the email is bad. So maybe it was a bad email. It will then opt them out of the campaigns automatically. If I wanted to search for all my contacts that have opted out, there's an opt-out, a search email preference here. So I could simply click on opt-out and search, and it will give me all of the contacts that have opted out or have bad emails. I can then simply select that email of that contact, or simply select that contact, and I can override them by clicking on override here, okay, and type in this code and click on override to the right, and it will override them. But again, before you do that, make sure that you get approval from the client to send them emails. And the last function here is the IL report on the left hand side that gives you the actual point rating on each individual client and how active they are inside the system. So a high point ratio is good. Obviously, somebody that's less active, it's bad. Okay, so that's some ways for you to track on making sure the system is working for you. Raylene, do you have anything else we should go over? Hi, Pam. You have some questions? Yeah, Pamela. Yeah. Yeah. Do you see here on the right hand side? If you see it, this is the last time that this contact has been updated, putting a note in or something like that. So you see here on the absolutely, absolutely. Yep. Good point. Great. Debbie? Debbie? Hi. Yeah. Yeah, it would come back and notify you that it was an email that was a bounce back. So a bounce back is different than somebody actually unsubscribing, right? The X would be an opt out of the actual email, and if it's a bounce back, when you actually import, it will send out as well notifying, and it will come in as an actual automatic opt out if it's a bad email. So they go into the same category. Yes. Yes. In your email. Yes. Uh huh. Thank you. Jeff? Let me find Jeff here. Hi, Jeff. How we doing? Good. It says here you had a question how we are notified when an email is not good and kicked back. For one, you would see here an X in the email saying that it was that it would automatically opt them out. And second, you would receive an email stating that that email is undeliverable. All right. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Do you see any other? Oh, Pamela. Yeah, Pamela. Yeah. It is not. No. It's totally up to you. There is a mobile version of Sales Aspects that you can go onto your BlackBerry and just type in Sales Aspects, and that's if you're wanting to use a mobile application to keep track of your task and um, appointments and those kinds of things versus a client side application. All right, that's correct. Hi, Ann. Uh-huh. Um, well, the once a bounce back happens, it will automatically opt that contact record out of the campaigns. So you won't have to turn anything off. Yep. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, I'll have to find out about that for you. Let me get that info, and then I'll have Raylene or Kate follow up with you. Uh-huh. And Andy? Yeah, you definitely want to know. Right. It automatically what happens is that if it goes out, an email goes out, if it has a unsendable, it puts them in the opt out status. Well, let me give you an example how to defend that. Say you log into the system, and again, you would click on contacts, okay? And something that you're going to want to do on an ongoing basis is click on. You see where it says search, right? And you see email preference. I can click on here to opt out, so I can see all the contacts that have opted out. I mean, that are opted out of the system. So if I determine that this contact is a contact that is is undeliverable, then I can simply just override them. Just like you were saying, you're making sure that your contact database is staying clean. You know which ones are undeliverable, right? From because it's sending you an email. So then you're going to go in here and go, well, maybe I need to call them to make sure that everything's okay. Do I have the right email or something like that? Well, do you see here? There's no e-farming for them, right? There's no choice. So when you override them, it well let me just explain something here to you. Once you override them here, okay, and now you click on their client record. Do you see how I had to refresh Danny? Do you see how it automatically now put him back into the campaign once I overrode him? Over, so it puts him back into the campaign once you click on the override. All right, thank you. Barbara? Barbara? Yeah, how are you? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You click on the client record, and do you see where it says opt out? And here it says, yeah, you go to, I'm sorry. So first of all, you'd go to contacts. And what I did is, you see this little search tab up here? You click on there, and you click on email preferences. And what I want to do is I want to see all the contacts that have opted out, or maybe I already know that contact and I just want to type in their name. Okay, and then you can see it shows me all the contacts that have opted out or have an undeliverable when I select them. And then I click on override and I type in this little code and it will override them and put them back into the campaign. Well, yeah, that, oh, a specific company. Ah, right, exactly. Right. All right. Thank you. Right. Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Thank you. I think so. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye.